Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you are all fine. And today we are going to see that new methodology. Actually, I tried a new way of teaching today. Okay, so just put in the comments whether this kind of method you want or not. Okay, so before that, I'll recapitulate that what are the things we have discussed. So in our last class, we have discussed that buoyancy force particularly and pressure in that fluids, what will happen, buoyancy force, pressure on the fluids, and Archimedes principle and relative density. Okay, so these are the things we have seen. Okay, can you understand, students? uh, can you remember? So today I will solve some problems. You just wait and see. um, After saw that one, you just put the comment. Okay, so thank you. Just wait, the video will come. Okay, so the question number 1: how does the force of gravitation between two objects change when the distance between them is reduced to half? Okay, so when the distance is reduced to half means what is the force of gravitation, what is the change occur, what change it will be occur. Okay, so this is the question. Okay, so can we solve? So okay, so just okay, the question number 1. Okay, first one, you know that force of gravitation, that means universal law of gravitation. What is the formula? So if I consider this one mass m, okay, m1, or else I'll take this one, I'll take m2, and the distance here I mentioned as here d. So the force of gravitation, which should be equal to F equal to G m1 m2 divided by d square, distance square. Now the question is, what is the question? When the distance is reduced off, that means I have taken, see here d equal to, I have taken d equal to d by 2. So when the distance is reduced by half, so instead of d you have to put d square. So others and all will be constant, no? So I will take it as others and all, forget about other things. So f equal to 1 by d square. Okay, this is first equation 1. Okay, so the distance is reduced half, that means 1 divided by d by 2 whole square. Okay, so d by 2 whole square. So d by 2 whole square can be written as 1 divided by d square divided by 4. Am I right? So d square and 2 square 4. So this should be equal to 4 divided by d square. Okay, see here f equal to 1 divided by d square, this is the equation, and this is the equation 2. So what is the relation between these two? You can say 1 divided by d square and 4 divided by d square. Okay, so what is that relation? So when you are reduce the distance between the two objects, the force will be 4 times greater than the previous one. Initially I have taken d, which should be a distance between the two objects, but if I reduce the distance, the force will be maximum 4 times greater than the previous one. Okay, so it will be increasing, so it will be increasing 4 times when the distance is reduced off. So the force of gravitation will be greater than 4 times will be greater than the previous one. Can you understand? Can I rub this one? Okay, just notice this one. So make a pause and note this one. So 4 by d square, when the distance is reduced to half, your force of gravitation will be 4 times greater. Okay, can I rub? Okay, so the second question. Okay, so the second question and all theory question only. Actually, we will solve the problems first. Okay, so third question: what is the magnitude of gravitational force between the earth and 1 kg of object on its surface? So the mass of the earth is 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg, and the radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. So understand the problem. What is the magnitude of gravitational force? So what they asked, first one. So question number 3. So first one, given data you have to write. So what they asked, what is the force of gravitation, they asked. Okay, so F value they asked. Okay, so you know that. And what is the question? Can you read? What is the magnitude of gravitational force between the earth and 1 kg of object? There are two objects. Okay, see here, there are two objects. So one is earth and another one is 1 kg object. Okay, this is object. Okay, and I will place, and the distance between. Okay, so distance between these two they given or not? Okay, mass of the earth, okay, 6 into 10 to the power 24, and radius of the earth is 6.4 into 10 to the power 6. Okay, so that means what they said, on its surface. Okay, so between the earth of a earth and 1 kg of object on its surface. Okay, that means this diagram should not come, so I will replace this one. So this is the earth. Okay, so here the object is present. Okay, so here I have this kind of only we can draw. And if you place this object, it is called 1 kg object. And yes, earth having mass somewhat 6 into 10 to the power 24 kg. Okay, so this is that question number 3. Okay, so here what is the thing is, that object is kept at the surface of that surface on the earth. That means the radius between from the center, that means from the center the radius is given. Okay, so earth radius they given. How much the earth radius given? 6 into 4, 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. So 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 meter. Okay, so this is a given data, so just notice this one. Okay, okay, can I rub? Okay, what is the relation between these two? First one, so F equal to G, mass of the earth, mass of that object, divided by R square. So here R represents the radius of the earth, because that object is considered as on the surface of the earth. So from the center on the surface, that is considered to be the radius. Okay, so can we solve this one? So F equal to G value already we know, 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 into, okay, so mass of the earth what they given, 6 into 10 to the power 24, and mass of that object 1 kg divided by R square. So R square 6.4 into 10 to the power 6 whole square. Okay, can you understand? Okay, now the thing is, first you have to what's the simplify this one bracket term. Okay, so for this you have to write that 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11, 6 into 10 to the power 1, 24 into 1. Okay, if you multiple that value means same value will get. So 6.4 square, what is the 6.4 square? Okay, I will write this here. Okay, so 6.4 into 6.4, first multiple this value. So 4 into 4 16, and here 1, 6 into 4 24, 25. Okay, and here same 4 into 6 24, and 2 here, 6 into 6 36, 38. Okay, so what is that value will come? 6, 5 plus 4 9, 8 plus 2 10, and 3 plus 1 4. So 40.96. So when you reduced 6.4 square means what's called 40.96, 10 to the power in 6 into 10 to the power 6, because 10 to the power 6 square no, so 10 to the power 12 will come. So the bottom term if I reduced means 40.96 into 10 to the power 12. Okay, so just notice that. Okay, so F equal to 6.67 into 10 to the power minus 11 10. Okay, and into 6 into 10 to the power 24. Wait a minute. Just 24 into 1 means same value will come. So if I reduced means what is that value we getting in the previous one? 40.96 no. Okay, so just check it. Wait a minute, I will check that. Actually 6.4 square 40.96, yes. Okay, so 40.96 into 10 to the power 12. Now you can take that 10 to the power terms and I'll keep one thing. Okay, so just multiply this value 7 into 6 here 42, and that 4 will go there. 6 into 6 36 plus 4 40, and here remaining that 4 will go there. 6 into 6 36 plus 40, so 40.02 divided by 40.96 into 10 to the power minus 11 into 10 to the power 24. This 10 to the power 12 if you taken in the top means it will come minus, so 10 to the power minus 12. Now you can add all this one. Okay, what is that? So 40.02 divided by 40.96 into 10 to the power here minus 12 minus 11, so minus 23, right? So 10 to the power minus 23 into 10 to the power 24. So that means 10 to the power 1. 24 minus 23, that's 10 to the power 1. So if you reduce this one, if you divide it means 40.02 divided by 40.96. Okay, so 40.02 divided by 40.96, so you'll get 0.977. Okay, so I'll write here, so 0.977 into 10 to the power 1. So 10 to the power 1 if you multiply it means for one decimal point that 1 0 will go, so the decimal point will go in one decimal point after, that means 9.77. so in that case we have taken 9.8 Newton. Okay, so that force should be equal to, in between the two objects, it is equal to 9.8 Newton. Okay, see when I dividing the all those things, it means it will take lot of time, so I cannot cover all the problems, so you just practice it. Okay, so don't use calculator, so for your reference only I solved, but you can divide and then you can put the answer. If I divide it means it will take lot of time. Okay, next one, can we see the next problem? Okay, here what is that? Any other problems they given? Okay, a ball is thrown, question number 13, a ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity of 49 meter per second. Calculate the maximum height to reach which it rises and total time taken to return to the surface of the earth. Okay, so total time it takes to return to the surface of the earth. Okay, so first one, you have to know that a ball is thrown vertically upwards with a velocity of 49 meter per second. So 49 meter per second means first one you have to take question number 13. Okay, so first one, a ball is thrown with some speed, okay, some velocity. So u equal to the given. What does that mention? A ball is thrown vertically upwards with the velocity. So with the velocity means, so initial velocity 49, okay, sorry, 49 meter by second. Okay, so next one, what are they given? What are the things given? The maximum height they asked, and total time it takes to return to the surface of the earth. Okay, okay, total time they asked and maximum height. So yes, they asked and total time they asked. Okay, so first one, okay, what is that maximum height they asked? So you have to know that S equal to ut plus of at square. Okay, and can we use this equation? Because s equal to a when you are throwing upwards means, okay, when you are throwing upward means what is the a value? A equal to minus 9.8 meter by second square, and t value we don't know, right? So t value don't know, so we can use this equation, v square equal to u square plus 2as. Okay, so v square equal to u square plus 2as. So that case, in that means what is that thing? See here, can I rub this one? Okay, so v square equal to u square plus 2as. So initially it will be thrown with a velocity of 49 meter per second, that means initial velocity. So when it reaches the maximum height, so what is the thing is here, 0 meter per second, the velocity will be 0 meter per second. Okay, that means v, so v equals 0, so 0 square, which is equal to 49 square plus 2, when you are throwing upwards, what is that thing, minus 9.8 into s. Okay, so here 2 into 9.8, 19.6, so plus into minus minus, so 0 49 square plus, that means plus into minus minus, no, so I will solve this one, 19.6, yes, so you will take plus into minus minus, so it will come that side, means so 19.6 s, which is equal to 49 square. Am I right? So s equal to 49 square divided by 19.6. So can we solve this one? 49 square divided by 19.6. Okay, so 49 square divided by 19.6. Okay, so 122.5. okay, that means s equal to 122.5 meter. Okay, can I rub this, students? Just pause the video and note it. And the total time they asked, right? So total time, so first you have to know that what is the total time. Okay, see, in the first case v equal to u plus gt, so when it reaches the maximum height, how much time, same time it will come that to the bottom also. Am I right? Okay, so that means v, what is the value? So v 0 u 49 plus g value minus 9.8 into t. Okay, so minus 9.8 to t, this will, it will come this side, means so 9.8 t, which is equal to 49. So t equal to 49 divided by 9.8. okay, so can we divide 49 divided by 9.8? So 5. okay, so that means, so t equal to 5 second. Okay, so when it is reaches at that maximum height, that means it will take 5 seconds. The total time, that means if you are throwing the stone and then it will come, the total time is t equal to, so 5 second plus 5 second, that is equal to 10 second. Okay, so this is that answer, t equal to 10 second. Okay, that means when it goes up and down, the total